Alrighty, the next art technique that we are going to go over is going to be shade or shading. You may see that I'm using a pencil. That is because we are going to practice how to shade using our pencil. So whether you are using a number 2 pencil, let me see if I can fix that light. There we go. Whether you are using a number 2 pencil or you have a set of drawing pencils, there is going to be different types of lead that each pencil has, meaning there's going to be pencils that have softer lead or harder lead. The softer the lead, the easier it's going to be to blend or shade. And I'll show you how. So I am going to begin by creating what is called a value scale. To create a value scale, using a straight line, to create a little rectangle, a little long rectangle. And in this rectangle, I'm going to create what's called a value scale, meaning I am going to start from dark and work my way up to light with just my pencil. So using the pencil that you have, see if you can start on this side. And if you don't want to do this, you can just sit back, relax, and watch and see if you can take in this information and use it for your final artwork. So I'm going to use this to draw the darkest values and slowly add pressure as I come up to my lightest value. So I'm going to begin. I'm going to take my pencil. Oops. And I am going to, see, I'm left-handed. I have to kind of rotate here. Starting with the darkest darks, I am taking my pencil and I am applying pressure to fill in the darkest dark of this side of my value scale. Now, as I do this, I should be making back and forth motion. So I just made some room over here for my hand. I'm left-handed, so I had to kind of readjust. I am starting at the very edge, and as you can see, I'm going up and down, trying to stay inside the rectangle as best I can, but I'm more focused on the value as opposed to staying inside the lines right now. So I'm going up and down, darkest dark. Now as I start to fill it in, you can see that I'm applying lighter pressure. And I fill it in a little bit more because I still got a little bit to go. So this is a great exercise. I'm just going and making back and forth movements. You can see my hands just going up and down, controlled, not crazy. My hand is just going boop, 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 boop. Just a slight movement with my wrist. Slowly getting lighter. And it's okay if you need to go back and make it a little bit darker. I'm kind of doing that too. I need to extend it out a little bit. But you can see I'm getting lighter as I go more and more down. Applying light pressure, still making those quick movements, but I'm making lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter marks all the way until I'm at the end. So you can see the darkest of the darks here, and we get lighter as we move down and that is called a value scale. So making a value scale comes in handy when you are beginning your drawing, when you are coloring your drawing. By adding dark shades, you can control lighting, you can control mood, and you can really have an effect on sort of the value and texture of the object that you're creating. So practice with your pencil. You can use any pencil. Try creating a thin rectangle. Start with the darkest darks and see what you can do as you keep your hand motion just moving up and down to create your value scale using your shading techniques. And if you do not want to do a value scale, we can do a sphere. So trying to draw a perfect circle is very hard, and you're not just going to be able to do this and do it right away. So I like to just loosely sketch out and like use big motions with my wrist, practice that clockwise and counterclockwise motion to sketch a sphere. It's not going to be perfect. We are just practicing our techniques. We're learning. So if yours does not look like mine, that's totally okay. Finishing out my sphere here, I'm going to take what I just did on my value scale and transfer that into this sphere. So here we have my sphere. Doesn't have to be perfect. I am going to pretend like there is a light shining over here, just like on my value scale. So this is going to be the lightest part of my sphere. So I'm going to start by taking my pencil and starting with the darkest dark. So if the light source is coming from here, that means that this part of my sphere is going to be really light and this part is going to be really dark. So if you have an eraser, you can erase and make this line a little bit lighter, or we can just make this part really dark. So let's practice, or you can watch. Starting from the bottom where it's darkest, coming up to where it is light. Still dark on this side, since this side is not getting light. But then as I work towards the middle, I need to start applying light pressure. Oops, turning that off. So again, starting from the darkest side, moving over, lighting up, applying lighter pressure as we work to the center and where the lightest spots are. And it's not perfect. I'm just making small marks with my pencil back and forth, just trying to create that shading and that illusion of light. Okay, so we can see that I'm getting closer and closer to getting light, light, light. And then maybe I just very lightly stop. And if I had an eraser, you could take this side and you could erase that part, but I'll just leave it here so you can see. All right, so see what you can do when you practice just taking your normal pencil. Try and create the value scale by starting from dark and working your way up to light, and then maybe you can also try drawing your sphere with a light source coming one way. So the back side of your sphere is going to be dark, shadows over here as the light is hitting that way. All right, great job. Thank you for paying attention. Thank you for watching. I'm excited to see what you can do when you practice or when you watch different techniques on how to shade. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching.